Your next job interview is set. Are you ready to sell yourself when it matters most? I wasn't. Back when I was a lieutenant, interviews were my Achilles heel. I knew the job, passed every test, but stumbled when they counted. Miss this and you could be walking away from your next paycheck. Today I'll show you how to avoid that mistake and how tools like Yoodli could have saved me from missing out on job promotion. Today I'm giving you the intel I wish I had. How to optimize your resume to beat applicant tracking systems, ATS. How to predict interview questions tailored to your experience. And how to practice those answers until they're mission ready. But what if I told you there's one interview mistake so common even seasoned professionals fall for it, and it can cost you the job when you least expect it? I'll reveal what it is later in this briefing. And trust me, you don't want to be the one caught off guard. The faster you learn this, the quicker you can flip the interview in your favor. Meet Anthony D., a military veteran with 10 years of logistics experience who wanted to transition into a civilian grant accountant role. Despite his qualifications, he kept getting rejected after interviews. He wasn't missing the mark on his skills, he was missing how to communicate them in a way employers understood. His answers were accurate but came across as stiff and overly technical, like reciting a manual instead of having a conversation. And if you think that's bad, here's what happens when things go completely off the rails in an interview.
So, you're telling me your biggest strength is surviving on MREs and bad Wi-Fi? Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, let's make sure that never happens to you. First step, fixing your resume. Ever feel like you're applying to hundreds of jobs and hearing nothing back? You're not alone. Here's why. Because if your resume isn't optimized, it may never even reach a human being. Let's fix that. JobScan is an online platform designed to help you tailor your resume to a specific job description. Why is that important? Because most companies use an applicant tracking system, an ATS, to screen resumes. If your resume doesn't contain the right keyword, you may never get past that first digital gatekeeper. JobScan compares your resume to the job posting and shows you exactly what to adjust to improve your chances. Now, I'm uploading Anthony D's resume, and here's the grant accountant job description. See this? Our initial match rate is 60%. Not bad, but in the field, not bad doesn't cut it. You need at least 75% match to stand out. Watch what happens when I update the phrasing to ATS compatibility. Look at that.
Win.
The match rate just jumped to 81%. And the best part, no downloading or re-uploading required. It's all real time. I've done a deep dive on how to use JobScan. Check the description for that video if you want to explore more. Let me ask you, what's the biggest challenge you face preparing for an interview? Drop it in the comments. I bet you're not alone.
If you were a hot dog, how would you manage a budget deficit?
Mustard?
If you don't know what they'll ask, you will get blindsided. Let's make sure you never experience that. For those of you unfamiliar with ChatGPT, it's an artificial intelligence tool developed to generate human-like text responses. You input a prompt and it provides detailed answers. In job prep, you can feed it a job description and your resume, and it'll generate likely interview questions, saving you time and helping you prepare strategically. Here's ChatGPT. I'll paste Anthony's resume and the job description into the prompt section and ask it to generate interview questions. Let's see what it comes up with. Here's a great example. Can you describe a time when you managed multiple grants simultaneously? How did you prioritize your task? This isn't a generic question. It's tailored directly to the job posting and Anthony's experience. Imagine walking into your interview knowing that this is what they'll ask you. That's how you gain the upper hand. Knowing what to expect is half the battle. Delivering your answers with confidence, that's how you win. An interview boils down to selling yourself when it matters the most. Practicing your answers over and over isn't just a suggestion, it's essential. Your next job, your career, it's all on the line. If you don't give it your all, the consequences aren't just missing out. You could be walking away from paychecks and security that you need.
I don't meet deadlines. I redefine them.
Talks like a CEO, but applied for an entry-level job.
Here's how to fix it with Yoodli. You could be walking away from paycheck and security you need. Yoodli is an AI-powered communication coach. It listens to how you speak and provides feedback on filler words, pacing, and confidence, things that can make or break your interview. Let's input the question we got from ChatGPT. I'll record my answers now. I've handled multiple grants before. I just kept track of them using some spreadsheets. Well, it was kind of overwhelming at times, but I just tried to get things done as they came up. All right, let's break that down. That answer, not the worst, but definitely not getting you hired. Why? Too vague, no structure, and no clear impact. Now, let's see what happens when we fine-tune this response with AI feedback. At the Hope Community Foundation, I managed 12 active grants totaling $6.5 million, each with different deadlines and compliance requirements. One quarter was particularly challenging, with simultaneous quarterly reports due. Done. Let's check the feedback. Look at this. Filler words are down. My speaking pace is improved and my confidence scores just went up. Tools like this, they're game changers. Practice until your answers become second nature. And when answering, use the STAR method. Situation, task, action, result. It keeps your answers structured and impactful, helping you stand out. With preparation and practice, Anthony shifted from sounding robotic to sounding relatable. He began framing his military experience in ways hiring managers could connect with. The result, he landed the grant accountant job and learned that interviews aren't just about what you say, but how the employer receives your message. Remember when I mentioned earlier that there's one interview mistake so common even seasoned professionals fall for it, and it could cost you the job when you least expect it. Well, here it is. Most candidates don't prepare for follow-up questions, the ones hiring managers ask to dig deeper. It's where they separate those who memorized answers from those who truly understood the role. But here's the good news. If you practice handling follow-ups, you'll outshine the competition. And interviews aren't over when you walk out the door. It's what you do next that seals the deal. In my next briefing, I'll show you how to follow up like a pro and lock in that offer. Don't let someone else take what you've worked so hard for. Click the link, gear up, and I'll see you there, right here.